Hey guys, it's Misty with My Paper Cuts, and today I'm coming on again to share the last of the cards that I've made with the very last of this paper pad that I attempted for No Paper Left Behind. Now, I started this paper pad in May with the intention of finishing it up that month. I had big aspirations, you guys. This is 48 papers. It's a lot, and I did quite a few large projects. I'll probably do like a finale video just to recap all the projects I made with this paper pad, but it took me a while to work through every little scrap, so this was no joke. But I'm pretty proud of myself. I finished everything except for one little piece, and I saved it intentionally. But just to remind y'all, this is the paper I was using. It's Bo Bunny Family Heirlooms. It was a 12 by 12 48 sheets. And this is my little pile of what I have left. So this is the only paper I have left, and I intentionally saved this. I did not want to use this in the cards that I did today. I love all these vintage little icons, and I can use this on another vintage project where it can actually be more the star of the show. And you'll understand what I mean when I show you guys what I did today. So, and I also have this stamp set left, obviously. So that'll be a very useful one. It's got lots of images that I could use on different projects. I do have 3 little chipboard stickers left. Sorry for the glare, you guys. But I can use these on lots of things. I just did not find a use for them. As Susan would say, the severed hand. At least it's not torn off like the one that she found. But so I have these 3 little chipboard stickers left. And then I only have 2 stickers left of this 12 by 12 sheet. And I'm not a sticker girl, so I am really, really shocked I used all of them. I just have this little rose left, which I can just stick on some Happy Mail or just to seal a card envelope. And then this one I could use as, for scrapbooking, or I'm not sure. It's not worth saving this for this one sticker for me if I'm not going to use it. So I may just chuck it once I use that rose. And then I did not use, and I did talk about this in one of my videos, I did not use the thickers. I do love them. I love the print and everything. But I did not, the font I just didn't feel like went with the projects I was making. So I have a full set of thickers left, which we all know I don't need any more thickers, but there you have it. So for my first card, I'll just go over quickly what I used. The star of the show on this card is this die and stamp set that I picked up at Tuesday morning. It has this really cool globe die, and then all of these little travel themed stamps. And I had quite a bit of the map paper left, so that's why I went with the travel theme. I also used this die set. Sorry, this one's not on a magnet. I need to get more magnet sheets. But it's like an antiqued, let's see if it's got a name. I don't think it has a name on here, but it's like these antique edges, and they're rectangles. I also have this one in the circles. They're some of my favorite dies. I just love this rough edge. I also used this double-sided embossing folder that I've had for quite a while. It is from Spellbinders. I use the wood texture. But this one, you just flip it around and use it this way, and you have a brick texture. So this is one of my favorite embossing folders that I own. And then shout out to Carrie Martin. She'll probably be one of the few who recognize this, unless I've got some more old timers amongst us. But this is a very, very, very ancient stamp set. Huge envelope, as you guys can tell. But it has lots of these little ticket and postal images. That's another travel theme one. I love this world map there. It's got lots of images. I use this stamp set all the time, and it's just an oldie but a really goodie. So the other thing that I used, I think I'll just show you guys as I talk about the card. So here's the first card, and I did make 6 of these. So on this card, I cut out the globe with some of the scraps of my copper paper that I've been using on some of my projects. And from the stamp set, I also stamped this suitcase here. And These are some vintage drops from Nuvo. These are some stamps from that that old stamp set that I showed you guys. I also did use, forgot to get this out, this die for one of these planks. I just needed something to ground my elements, so I cut out a plank, and that's what I ran through that wood embossing folder just to give it some more texture, because it does just cut out the shape. And then they're mounted on this piece of the matte paper, which I cut out with that penny black die set, and I inked with Vintage Photo, and I crunched it up and rolled the edges, and it's really hard to see, but this really has a lot of dimension in it. I can't really quite get it on camera. Here you can see it a little bit, but I crunched it up, I curled it. I just wanted it to look old and frayed. And then this background here, I just took a piece of some linen texture cardstock, and I used all the stamps in that little stamp set that I got at Tuesday Morning. Not the words, but the images. And I just randomly stamped them around the edges in Distress ink, because I didn't want them to be perfect. And then I inked around the whole thing, and I stamped over the whole thing with just a really light textured background stamp, and I can't find it. I was going to share it with you guys, but I can't find it. So I'm trying to catch the light here so I can show you. You guys can see this. I don't know, it's not really going to pick it up. On the background, I sprayed a little bit of this gold from Heidi Swapp, along with this, let me shake it up a little bit so you guys can see, this Perfect Pearls Mist in Interference Red. Of course, it reads a little more pink, but all the papers had some kind of pinkish tones to them. So I wanted to get some shimmer spray on that background to pick it up, but I guess my camera won't do that. Anyway, so on the inside here, I used the postcard image from the large stamp set that I showed you guys. And then these two little sentiment stamps are again from that Tuesday Morning stamp set here and here. So I used every single stamp in this, which I'm really proud of. I'm trying really hard to use the things I have in my stash, but I just thought it would be cool to have like a postcard image on the inside of the card. So like I said, I did 6 of these. And then the next card, let me go over what I used. I used this embossing folder that is from Crafter's Companion. It's a really pretty swirly image. I used these dies, again from Tuesday Morning. They have the outline and the solid base. I used this stamp and die set from Honeybee Stamps. It says, well, goodness gracious, and it has the dies in the back to do the shadow and the word, and there's also a little banner piece that goes with that. And I used one of my little tiny sample bottles of Nuvo that I got in one of my card kits, and this one is called, it's called Buttermilk. How appropriate, since I was using kind of a southern phrase. I didn't even catch that. So to use up the very last of my paper, I had strips left. So what I did was I took all the strips and I took a piece of cardstock and I put double-sided tape on the cardstock, and I just started randomly placing all the strips down. And then I burnished them in real well, and I got a die out and I just cut a basic little frame shaped die, and I had my own pattern paper that was with the strips. So that is what the background on this card is. It's all the little strips of paper. And after I die cut it out, I actually ran it through the embossing folder to give it more depth and texture. And I also did this background piece with the same embossing folder so that they would tie together very nicely. Now, of course, they're not lined up with the pattern, but with that kind of a pattern, it's really hard to tell that they're not lined up. But I just think that it adds something to it, and I used up every little tiny scrap of paper. I mean, there is nothing left other than that one strip that I could use. So the larger little squares that I had left, which I only had a few, but I had pink and blue, I cut out pink and blue butterflies, and then behind the butterflies on the blue one is a plain vellum of the outline, and then a very soft shimmery glittery paper, and they're all layered up. And then this one has a pearlized, let's see if I can catch the light with that, a pearlized vellum, and then a peach glittery paper. Man, glitter and shimmer are so hard to pick up on film. And then I cut out this little foliage piece of some random die that I had, and then I did the little dots of Nuvo. And then the gracious word here is cut out of the same peach as this back of this butterfly to kind of tie it together. And that stamp, what I did was, this is one piece, this stamp here. If you guys can tell, that's one piece. So I just stamped this on a strip, and then I trimmed down the bottom of the strip so that the word could hang over in a couple little places, and just made it into a banner. And then I cut out the shadow in the word and just placed them on top. It was really easy. And so this is on a pink card base, and then on the inside I used the dies again. But what I did is, I'm glad that camera's picking that up, is I used this little rubber mat from my die cutting, and I just embossed those dies into the paper to tie them in with the two butterflies on the front. And because this is kind of just a general sentiment, it could be thank you, it could be congratulations, it could be a lot of things, I wanted to leave no sentiment on the inside. So I just wanted to emboss those butterflies. And I thought that was a nice gentle touch. And so I got 6 of those cards. So that, I don't even know how many in total I got now, but that is an additional, sorry, that's upside down, an additional 12 cards. And the entire paper pad is gone. So all in all, I got an altered cigar box with a mini album inside. I got an altered word album. I got the little memory game. I got the birthday organizer, and a whole lot of cards out of that one paper pad. So I will probably try to do a finale video just to share that with you guys, but I wanted to get these 2 cards up just so you guys can see I did finish. I'm very proud of myself. All right, you guys, thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful day.